We're here in the Department of Corrections. This is the Transfer Coordinator's office. Right here in this office, we handle 276,000 pieces of paper every day. It's inefficient. It's a waste of taxpayer money. We've got to target these inefficiencies to modernize our state and benefit our taxpayers. We're in the Stone Age on our software and our systems. And every department is basically on its own to create its IT systems, its IT infrastructure. Each department works independently on an uncoordinated basis. I've been told that we have hundreds of separate financial reporting systems through our state government. They don't interact with each other. And it's one of the reasons that our audits take many, many months to complete and are filled with hundreds of millions of dollars in accounting errors. We're going to consolidate our IT infrastructure and our IT improvement efforts into a new department in our administration. We're going to call it the Department of Innovation and Technology, DOIT, do it. We spend the third most on our IT infrastructure of any state in America. We spend the third most, and we've been a high spending state on IT infrastructure for many years. Unfortunately, despite all that spending, we have one of the worst. We're one of the lowest ranked states for the quality of our digital services.
The same principles that we used in Barcelona to make that one of the smartest cities on earth, or the same principles that we used to make Hamburg one of the smartest ports in Europe, can be applied in Illinois so that we can again become globally competitive. As the governor said, we have 420 different systems that manage our finance, HR, grants, procurement, all the basic business needs. We are one of the only Big Ten states that does not have a unified ERP system. As the application portfolio grows, so the cybersecurity practices also become inconsistent. Some of them have state-of-the-art cybersecurity, some of them do not. It just creates an unnecessary risk, especially in this day when cybersecurity has to be one of the foremost thoughts. A John Smith, for example, loses his job, has to come in to apply for unemployment insurance. We should be able to also help him with finding a job, also see if he's eligible for Medicaid, SNAP, TANF, and everything else. But his information is spread across 60 different systems in the Department of Human Services. So there is no way that we can integrate that and show that through that to the caseworker. Well, things are changing. I mean, we have now an integrated eligibility system in place through which John can put his information in once and then it can be used in other systems. There is still room for improvement. Because behind the scenes, the caseworker still has to go through multiple green screen mainframe systems to be able to consolidate all of the information that John has. When a DCFS investigator goes out to check on a foster kid, it still has to print from 10 different mainframe systems, put all those paperwork on the table, and then see what the connections are. Things are changing. We are giving very soon that investigator a 360 view of the child at a push of a button.
Well, a few things. So initially, this creation of this department will not cost incremental money. This is purely changing the reporting relationships, the management structure. So we're communicating, we're coordinating, and decisions are not being made on a one-off basis, agency by agency. One of the benefits, I'll say, of being so woefully behind is we can leapfrog a lot of what other states have put in 10 or 15 years ago and put in the latest and the best. Well, we've had many important achievements this past year. We've talked about some of them. We'll talk about more in the speech on Wednesday. We'll also talk about our challenges and our failings so far and lay out a game plan for what we'd like to do in the coming 12 months. Change is very difficult. Change takes time. Nothing important, nothing transformative comes quickly or easily. I'm elected to do a job, and that is deliver a high-quality government that drives value for taxpayers, that increases the quality of life for everyone here. That means a government that creates an opportunity for rising family incomes, a lower cost of living, a booming, strong, healthy, competitive economy, and the best schools in America. Anyone who will work with us on those goals I will be their best ally and their best friend. Anyone who opposes us or blocks us, you know what? I will fight hard against. That's just the nature of the process.
Understand social services closing and the museum staying closed, those are necessary short-term pain for the long-term gain of the turnaround agenda?
There is really no good excuse for the tragic loss of those kinds of services. It's inexcusable for us not to have a budget by now. We could have and should have done this many months ago. And if the majority party in the General Assembly thought that just raising taxes to fund those services, they could do it. They haven't even moved a finger to go do that. They're very comfortable not having a budget and allowing those services to go away. To me, that's an outrage. What they know, but they're afraid to admit, is they don't want to look, we shouldn't look our taxpayers in the eye and say, we want more of your money right now, a lot more. Because they know our taxpayers are angry. They're fed up. Our taxpayers know they're not getting value for their dollars. They know that we're losing jobs. They know that our bureaucracy is wasting their money, and they want change. But the majority in the legislature so far is afraid to make change, but they're also afraid to look their taxpayers in the eye and demand more.
Capital